Hey Empoweristas, it's Alex Worley and I'm joined by style expert Lauren Messiah right now. We are going to talk about dressing for the career you want, because fashion can be so empowering, not only as an expression for your individuality, but also for accomplishing your goals. So thanks for sitting down and chatting with me about this.
Yeah, it's my favorite topic.
Of course, you're an expert in it. So first of all, let's talk about your personal story and how fashion for you was a game changer. Tell me about that.
Yes. So I've always loved fashion since I was 5 years old. It was like making clothes for myself and for my Barbies. So I've always been like a fashion person.
Fashionista, you may say.
And I've always expressed myself through fashion and dressed pretty much however I wanted, because why not? I was like the fashion girl. So when I was 28 years old is when I started my life as an entrepreneur. And I was very much like in like the struggle and the hustle of it, not making any money, working around the clock. And I was dressing like a 20-something broke girl, you know, and it was fine and it was cute and it was fun. But as my business began to get more successful and as time was passing, I wasn't changing. So I started to notice in another business that I have called School of Style, I have a male business partner and we're equal partners, you know, we do the work and we'd go to meetings and people would look at me like I was his assistant. And any questions they'd ask would be directed towards him. When really I was more of like the creative force behind the actual business and I was just getting like straight up bypassed. So once I started understanding that and really seeing my success, I had gone from living off of unemployment, starting this business, to having a 7-figure business and realizing like I'm not dressing the part, you know? And it was actually before the 7-figure part came where I had this realization.
Yes.
And once I changed my style, like things started to change. Doors would open up. People would understand that I was the boss and the revenue increased. And
so it was after that you had
it was after the change.
This shift.
Yeah.
So that's how much of a difference it made.
Completely.
Wow. Okay. So once you realized that there was an issue, there is a problem because
Yes.
you're being treated like the assistant, even though you were the brilliant brains behind this.
Yes.
What did you do next?
Well, I did a lot of self-reflection. And that's like where I really think personal style begins, is understanding who you are, truthfully who you are, not like who you see in the mirror, but like who you are, where you want to go, and understanding that people are judging you. And no one likes that reality, but people are judging you. So I had to look at myself and be like, you know what? I'm not 28 anymore. At this point, I was 34 years old when I had this kind of breakdown. Like, I'm about to be 35. I have a 6-figure business and I want to take things to the next level. I'm actually smart. I actually did it. I'm actually powerful. And being like, this little glitter outfit isn't cutting it.
And you deserve to spend a little more money on yourself when you're successful like that.
Exactly. Because, time just goes by so fast and you don't realize like, oh my God, I've aged, X amount of years, or I'm making way more money than I was before, and really taking ownership in the fact that I am the billboard for my company. And I really need to look the part and not the girl that's like in the weeds on the computer up all night figuring it out. So,
and not to mention, a lot of our Empoweristas are in that place where they're in the weeds figuring out. There's still a way, I think, of dressing for the job you want on the budget. Obviously, you want to be financially responsible. So we're not telling you to, dress as though you've got a 6-figure business if you don't. But I think that you can still honor your budget and where you want to go.
Oh, exactly. I mean, the way that I think of it is like especially when you're an entrepreneur, when you're starting your own business, doing your own thing, clients are everywhere. Business is everywhere. So it's not that you walk into an office and have to be like dressed in your office clothes because your boss is going to get mad at you. You're always on. And in the age of social media, like you're always on. It doesn't matter if you work for someone else. So you have to own that message and you have to own every opportunity. Like I went out this morning to walk my dog and I had like the socks that I was wearing, with these boots, and I didn't feel like putting the boots on. I was like, I should just put like Birkenstocks over these socks. And I was like, No, because that's going to be the day where I walk out and I meet someone and they ask what I do and I say that I'm a stylist and they're going to be like, yeah, right. So
oh, funny.
you don't have to have money. You don't have to dress like in a suit all the time, but you do have to embody who you are, the job that you want. You have to act as if your business is at 6 figures or is at 7 figures when you're out representing yourself.
And I think that's the key right there. And that's the empowering component. It's not even ultimately about the other people who, yes, you're making a first impression to them, but it's not even about what they think about you. It's about you and your goals and your ambitions and just knowing that absolutely dress what makes you feel best, but be mindful of where you want to go, because your choices and acting the part, looking the part, make a huge influence on that.
Yeah, I mean, that just reminds me, like, one of my greatest success stories from a client that I worked with. She's a movie producer, and I went over to like clean out her closet. She was too scared to do like the full style part, and she's crazy talented, awesome person, and her wardrobe looked ridiculous. It was like she had an addiction to pun t-shirts, so it'd be like turn up the beat, like a turn up and like a beat.
Oh my god.
And she's like, I don't understand why people are treating me like a PA on set. I'm like, because you look like a PA. You know, and she was afraid to spend money. Her whole entire wardrobe was from closet swaps, which I later discovered it was just her taking like cast-offs from her friends' closets, like stuff they didn't want, she would just take. So I'm like, literally, you're dressed like a PA, you're wearing clothing that wasn't chosen for you, you're not representing yourself, you're not giving your voice like a visual representation at all. Like, this is crazy talk. So she believed me and let me make her over, and like her whole freaking life changed. She wasn't at the top yet, but she was higher than a PA. And once she started dressing like she was at the top just came to her. So now she's produced movies that are like up for like incredible awards and that were at Sundance and that play at the ArcLight because they're real movies. Like, it was a crazy transformation. And she's like, I can't believe clothes did that. I'm like, yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, for sure. It's the first thing that people see. And if you want others to take you seriously, you have to take yourself seriously. And that oftentimes starts with how you dress.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even like working from home, it's like if you're just in sweats all day, your behaviors and your actions, they reflect sweats all day.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not going to lie. I'm very guilty of wearing workout clothes all the time when I'm working from home, but I can tell a difference. I'm not saying that I have changed that bad habit,
right?
But I can totally tell the difference when I dress up, I put a little makeup on, you know, maybe makeup isn't your thing, whatever is your thing that makes you feel good. Again, it's not even for other people because you're by yourself at your home working sometimes, but it's for you, what makes you feel best.
Yep.
Okay, so the next thing I know you did was decide what are the adjectives that you want to embody in the way you dress. So elaborate on this.
Yeah, so this is a really simple way to shake up your style and make it work for where you want to go in life. Like, there's a whole big old process that you can do that's absolutely transformative, but an easy, like, everyday check-in at the mirror is picking 3 words. 3 words that you want your look and just your overall being to embody. So it could be sexy, powerful, you know, stylish, warm, funny, smart, like whatever those words are that you want the world to see and that you actually want to feel, know those. And when you're shopping, when you're getting dressed, look in the mirror and say, does this line up with that? And if it doesn't, you can go back and change. And it's 3 little words that you make up yourself, but it makes the world of difference.
So I'm going to throw a curveball at you. What if what you feel your personal style is and what the occasion calls for typically competes? For example, let's say that you describe your style as sexy and feminine, but you're going into an investment room and stereotypically, you know, they're looking for somebody who's powerful, maybe has some more stereotypically masculine features. So how do you bridge the two.
Right. So with every style and like every quality that relates to style, there's a dial there. Okay. So if you want to be sexy, like your just whole being can be sexy all the time, even if you're completely covered up. It's just those little things. So you want to kind of have the degree of. So if your 3 words are like sexy, powerful, brilliant, and you're going to meet an investor, the sexy could just be a great pair of pumps that make you stand a little taller. You're showing a little toe cleavage, so you know that it's sexy, but it's not like boobs out.
Yeah.
But if you're going to the club and you're still trying to do your sexy, whatever, those words, then maybe that means more boobs or more leg. So there's like
it's honoring the situation, again, making it work for you,
yeah.
ultimately. Yes, you want to feel good, so you don't want to ignore your personal style, but at the same time, you really want to honor the situation. Speaking of, I know that you advise your clients that there are kind of 3 areas of their life that they need to be thinking about. What are those 3 areas?
Absolutely. So I always say, pick your focus. It's very overwhelming to try to redo your whole look and your whole style if you're like, I just need everything. Everything is terrible. Get me new clothes. It doesn't work. So I like to divide it up. Your style for your work life, for your love life, and it's single, married, whatever. We've all got some sort of
everything in between.
It's some sort of romantical bucket, exactly. Yeah. And just living life. I call it Operation Live Life is the other bucket. So we need to use style in all of those areas.
And knowing that they are separate.
Completely. And sometimes, like in Southern California, things, especially here, tend to like overlap. Like work is very casual, and even all across America, like everyone's work environments are different, but the intentions are there. Like, do you want to advance at work? You're going to have to dress a certain way. Do you want to be comfortable and cool and like enjoy your life and be the best mom when you're living your life and not at work? What does that look like? You're single and you don't want to be. What wardrobe can you wear that's going to get you to where you want to go? You want to reignite the spark with your husband? What does that look like? You don't want negative male attention? What does that look like? So when you kind of divide it up, you can understand like the goals and the occasion that you're going to be dressing for.
Awesome. So let's say that the Empoweristas watching, listening, they are clear on where they want to go, who they are. How do we translate that to fashion?
Right. So when you translate that to fashion, again, like pick your bucket. Do not try to do it all at once, but find role models, find style icons and role models. So who's doing it right? There's plenty of celebrities, online influencers that have all the resources in the world to get it right. Team of stylists, unlimited budgets. Look at what they're doing and see how can you work that into something that works for you.
Magazines. It doesn't have to be the exact item. You can find
never the exact
cheap version at Express or whatever store you like that's a little bit more affordable.
And I'm sure all of the Empoweristas have created like a vision board for their life and their career. Do the same thing for your style and, print it out, put it in your purse. So when you're shopping, you can be like, oh, this is in line with what I'm trying to achieve. So you're not just fumbling around in the dark. Hang it up in your closet when you're putting together looks. Like, you know what? Jennifer Aniston looks pretty bomb in that black tank top, jeans, and little strappy heels. I can recreate that with what I already have. So just getting a nice vision of what you want, I think, is a great first step.
Totally. So good. And if you want help, here's your girl. She's got online programs and sometimes works with one-on-one clients. So how can people get a hold of you?
Go to laurenmessiah.com. Check out the services if you need some help. If you want some free help, go to my YouTube channel, Stylist Lauren Messiah, and I'm doing videos nonstop. It's a video. Like multiple times per week, 2-3 times a week of videos answering fashion questions, giving advice. I want all women to be able to figure out this piece because it's such a valuable tool.
For sure. Okay, lastly, what is your definition of empowerment?
Ooh, empowerment. That's a word that's always thrown around, but what does it really mean? To me, it's feeling my best for me. you know? So like you can get inspiration from other people to feel empowered, but like it really comes down to like the way that you feel. So if it's looking good, feeling smart, being amazing, like that's empowerment, finding it within yourself and just owning it.
Oh, I love it. Lauren, thank you so much for all your expertise. I'm feeling very inspired to shop now.
Excellent. Yeah, let's get out of here and go shopping.
Exactly. And let us know what your definition of empowerment is using #Empowerista, and we'll show you some social media love.